the gentle hum of the city, a constant, pervasive presence, often serves as a lullaby for our busy lives, a soothing background score to our hurried existence. Yet, beneath this seemingly tranquil facade, a silent storm can gather, a persistent whisper of anxiety that shadows modern life, an unseen current that tugs at the edges of our peace. We are all, in our own unique ways, familiar with this internal tempest. It might manifest as a phantom weight on your chest, a subtle tightening that steals your breath, or intrusive thoughts that dart through your mind like startled birds, disrupting your focus and stealing your calm. This is the landscape we explore today, the often unacknowledged inner world where worry can take root and flourish, casting a long shadow over even our most carefully constructed days. Consider Sarah, a woman whose story we will gently unfold. Her days are a testament to meticulous planning and diligent effort, each moment seemingly accounted for, each task approached with a determined resolve. Yet, beneath this outward composure, an unseen force is at play, a persistent unease that threatens to unravel the very fabric of her being. She navigates the crowded streets, seeking solace in the anonymity of the masses, hoping to lose herself in the ebb and flow of humanity. Yet the internal storm follows, a relentless companion. The phantom weight on her chest, a physical manifestation of her inner turmoil, becomes a constant reminder of the battles she wages within. Intrusive thoughts, like uninvited guests, steal her breath, disrupting her focus and leaving her feeling adrift in her own mind. This is not a tale of dramatic collapse, but rather a quiet, intimate portrayal of the everyday struggles that many of us face, the subtle yet profound impact of anxiety on our lives. Our journey begins not with grand pronouncements or definitive solutions, but with a gentle invitation to pause, to breathe, and to acknowledge the reality of this internal landscape. We are not here to offer a quick fix or a magical cure, for the path to inner peace is rarely so straightforward. Instead, we embark on a contemplative exploration, seeking to understand the nature of this internal tempest and to discover how we might learn to navigate its powerful currents. Through evocative cinematography and a deeply resonant soundscape, we will witness Sarah's journey from a place of overwhelming overwhelm to a quiet dawn of understanding. This is a process of gradual revelation, a slow unfolding of insights that begin to chip away at the edifice of fear, revealing that the path to peace is not about silencing the storm, but about learning to dance with its rhythms, to find a steady footing amidst the waves. This film delves into the heart of that internal tempest, tracing the subtle yet profound ways in which anxiety can infiltrate our lives, stealing our joy and dimming our light. We will witness the frantic search for solace in crowded spaces, the phantom weight on Sarah's chest, the intrusive thoughts that steal her breath. This is not about dramatic pronouncements of doom, but about a tender, honest exploration of the human condition, acknowledging the challenges we face in a world that often demands constant composure. The narrative will follow Sarah's journey, not as a passive observer, but as a fellow traveler, experiencing the ebb and flow of her internal world. We will see her grappling with the unseen currents of worry, the persistent whisper that shadows her modern life. This is an invitation to connect with your own inner experience, to recognize the echoes of Sarah's struggle within your own heart, and to embark on a shared exploration of reclaiming inner calm amidst life's inevitable chaos. The path to understanding the internal tempest often begins with a deeper exploration of the subtle energetic shifts that occur within us. It's not merely about recognizing the presence of anxiety, but about perceiving the very quality of the energy that fuels it. Think of this anxious energy as a frantic, chaotic vibration, a discordant hum that disrupts the natural harmony of our being. It's a state of constant anticipation, a hypervigilance that keeps our nervous system on high alert, even when no immediate threat exists. This energetic pattern can feel like a tightly wound spring, perpetually on the verge of release, yet never quite finding a point of rest. It's this underlying energetic signature that perpetuates the cycle of worry, making it difficult to disengage from the incessant mental chatter. Furthermore, cultivating an awareness of this energetic signature allows us to begin to differentiate it from other, more supportive energies. Consider the profound difference between the jittery, upward-pulling energy of anxiety and the grounded, centering energy of presence. Presence, in this context, is not a passive state of simply being, but an active engagement with the here and now, a conscious anchoring of our awareness in the current moment. It's the feeling of your feet on the earth, the gentle rhythm of your breath, the simple act of observing your surroundings without judgment. This energetic quality is characterized by a sense of spaciousness, a quietude that allows the frantic vibrations of anxiety to begin to dissipate. It's like tuning a radio from static to a clear, harmonious melody. Building on this, we can learn to actively cultivate and invite these more supportive energies into our experience. This isn't about forcing the anxious energy to disappear, but about creating a more compelling energetic alternative. Gratitude, for instance, acts as a potent energetic alchemist. When we consciously shift our focus to what we are thankful for, even the smallest of blessings, we are essentially changing the frequency of our internal vibration. This deliberate act of appreciation introduces a warm, expansive energy that can gently counteract the constricting grip of anxiety. It's a conscious choice to amplify the positive, thereby diminishing the perceived power of the negative. Another crucial layer is the practice of surrender, not as an act of defeat, but as an intelligent release of resistance. The anxious mind often thrives on control, on the desperate attempt to manage every conceivable outcome. This resistance, however, creates friction, an energetic battle that drains our vitality. Surrender, conversely, is an energetic softening, a willingness to let go of the need to orchestrate every detail. It's an acknowledgement that some things are beyond our direct influence, and that true peace often lies in aligning with the natural flow of life, rather than fighting against it. This doesn't mean passivity. It means engaging with life from a place of trust and resilience, rather than fear and control. Consequently, by consciously engaging with these supportive energies, presence, gratitude, surrender, we begin to alter the energetic landscape within ourselves. This shift is not always dramatic or immediate. It is often a subtle, gradual process, much like the slow erosion of a mountain by a persistent stream. Each moment of mindful breathing, each act of sincere gratitude, each willing surrender contributes to a cumulative shift in our energetic state. We are, in essence, retraining our internal systems, teaching them to resonate with a different, more peaceful frequency. This energetic recalibration is the foundation upon which lasting inner calm can be built, transforming the way we experience ourselves and our world. Now, consider how this applies when you face moments of intense pressure. Can you feel the difference between the frantic energy of trying to control everything and the grounded energy of accepting what you can and focusing on what you can influence? This energetic discernment is a powerful tool for navigating the internal tempest. The journey through the internal tempest is often marked by moments of profound emotional fatigue, a weariness that seeps into the very bones of our being. This is not simply the exhaustion that comes from a long day's work, but a deeper, soul-level depletion, a feeling of having run a marathon with no finish line in sight. It's the cumulative effect of wrestling with intrusive thoughts, the constant vigilance against perceived threats, and the sheer effort of maintaining a facade of composure when internally things feel like they are crumbling. This fatigue can manifest as a pervasive apathy, a loss of interest in activities that once brought joy, and a profound sense of overwhelm at even the simplest of tasks. It's as if a vital wellspring within us has run dry, leaving us parched and vulnerable. Recognizing the spiritual fatigue is the first step towards its gentle alleviation, for it signals a need for profound rest and restoration. In these moments, the instinct might be to push harder, to redouble our efforts, believing that sheer willpower can overcome this deep-seated weariness. However, this approach often exacerbates the problem, like trying to force a wilting flower to bloom by shouting at it. True healing in these instances arises not from exertion, but from a conscious process of letting go, of surrendering the illusion of control that the anxious mind so desperately clings to. This surrender is not about giving up or becoming passive. It is an act of profound trust, an acknowledgement that sometimes the greatest strength lies in allowing ourselves to be held, to be supported, and to simply be. It's about releasing the tight grip we have on our circumstances and opening ourselves to the possibility of grace. Consider the analogy of a river that has been dammed its waters turbulent and stagnant behind the obstruction. The anxious mind often acts as such a dam, holding back the natural flow of emotional release and inner peace. The effort required to maintain this dam is immense, leading to the spiritual fatigue we experience. Healing, in this context, involves the gentle dismantling of that dam, not through forceful breakage, but through a gradual softening, a willingness to allow the waters to find their natural course. This process of letting go can be facilitated by cultivating a deeper connection with our inner wisdom, that quiet, intuitive voice that often gets drowned out by the clamor of worry. This connection to inner wisdom is not found in external seeking, but in turning our attention inward, towards the stillness that lies beneath the surface of our thoughts. It's in the moments of quiet contemplation, the gentle observation of our breath, the mindful engagement with the present moment, that this inner voice begins to emerge. It offers a perspective that is often obscured by the fog of anxiety, a clarity that can guide us towards a more sustainable path. Trusting this inner wisdom, even when it contradicts the anxious narrative, is a crucial aspect of spiritual healing. It requires courage to step away from the familiar territory of worry and venture into the unknown landscape of inner knowing. Furthermore, the practice of self-compassion is an essential balm for spiritual fatigue. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards, judging our every perceived failing with harshness. This internal criticism only deepens the cycle of anxiety and exhaustion. Self-compassion, conversely, involves treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and acceptance that we would offer a dear friend who is struggling. It's about acknowledging our pain without judgment, recognizing that our struggles are part of the shared human experience, and offering ourselves gentle encouragement and support. This compassionate stance creates a safe internal harbor, a space where healing can truly begin to take root, allowing the weary soul to find solace and begin its restorative journey. Now, think about a time you felt utterly drained. What would have been more helpful then? Pushing harder, or offering yourself a moment of genuine kindness and acceptance? Shifting our focus to the practical cultivation of inner calm amidst life's inevitable chaos, we move beyond acknowledging fatigue and into the active practice of integrating mindfulness into our daily routines. This is where the contemplative insights transform into tangible tools, empowering us to navigate the storms not by wishing them away, but by developing a profound capacity to remain centered within them. The cornerstone of this practice lies in the simple, yet often overlooked, power of conscious breath. It is the anchor that tethers us to the present moment, a constant, reliable companion that is always available, regardless of our external circumstances. Imagine your breath as a gentle tide, ebbing and flowing with a natural rhythm. When anxiety arises, this tide can become choppy, erratic. The practice is to observe this choppiness without judgment, and then gently, consciously, guide your breath back to a slower, deeper cadence. This isn't about controlling the breath, but about inviting it to find its natural, calming rhythm. Each slow inhale can be an invitation for peace, and each soft exhale, a release of accumulated tension. Building on the foundation of breath awareness, we explore the transformative practice of stillness. In our hyperconnected world, stillness is often perceived as an absence, a void to be filled. However, within this perceived emptiness lies a profound reservoir of inner strength and clarity. This stillness is not about inactivity. It is about creating intentional pauses throughout your day, moments where you consciously disengage from the external demands and turn your attention inward. These pauses can be as brief as a minute or two, perhaps while waiting for a kettle to boil, or during a commute. During these moments, simply allow yourself to be. Observe your thoughts without getting caught in their narrative. Notice the sensations in your body, and feel the quiet hum of your own presence. This deliberate cultivation of stillness acts as a recalibration for your nervous system, offering respite from the constant stimulation and fostering a deeper sense of inner equilibrium. Furthermore, the power of conscious intention can serve as a guiding star in our daily lives, illuminating the path towards greater peace and purpose. Before embarking on any activity, whether it's a significant meeting or a simple task like preparing a meal, take a moment to set a clear intention. This intention is not a rigid plan, but rather a gentle direction, a desired quality of experience. For example, you might set an intention to approach a challenging conversation with patience and understanding, or to engage in a mundane chore with the spirit of mindful presence. This practice imbues your actions with a sacred quality, transforming ordinary moments into opportunities for conscious living. It shifts your focus from simply reacting to circumstances to actively co-creating your experience, aligning your actions with your deepest values and aspirations. The integration of these practices, conscious breath, intentional stillness, and mindful intention, creates a powerful synergy that can significantly mitigate the impact of life's inevitable chaos. Consider Sarah's journey. She doesn't magically escape the pressures of her life, but she learns to meet them with a newfound resilience. When the phantom weight on her chest arises, she doesn't immediately succumb to panic. She recognizes it as a signal, takes a conscious breath, and centers herself in the present moment. When intrusive thoughts threaten to derail her focus, she acknowledges them without attachment, allowing them to pass like clouds across the sky. Her days are still filled with challenges, but her internal response is transformed. She learns to walk the path of life with a steadier gait, her attention not scattered by every gust of wind, but anchored in the quiet strength of her own awareness. This isn't about achieving a state of perpetual bliss, but about developing the capacity to find moments of peace and clarity, even when the external circumstances are turbulent. Now, consider how you might integrate even one of these practices into your next hour. What small, conscious shift could you make? Reflecting on this journey so far, we've journeyed through the subtle energetic shifts that accompany our inner states, moving from the frantic vibrations of unease to the resonant frequencies of peace. We've acknowledged the profound impact of emotional fatigue, recognizing it not as a failing, but as a signal for deep restoration and a necessary precursor to genuine renewal. The very essence of our inner landscape, we've observed, is not static but fluid, capable of transformation through conscious engagement. The tools we've explored, the steady rhythm of breath, the quiet sanctuary of stillness, the guiding light of intention, are not merely techniques, but invitations to a different way of being, a subtle yet powerful recalibration of our internal compass. These practices, woven together, begin to form a new tapestry of awareness, one where the threads of challenge are not erased, but are met with a more resilient and centered presence. Conceptualizing these elements, we can see how they converge to illuminate a profound understanding that the management of our inner world is an ongoing, dynamic process, rather than a destination to be reached. The insights gained are less about eradicating the storms of life, and more about cultivating the inner capacity to navigate their inevitable presence with grace and fortitude. It's akin to learning the intricate dance of the sea, where the ability to sway with the swells becomes more valuable than the futile attempt to command the ocean's power. The cumulative effect of these explorations suggests a profound shift in perspective, moving from a position of reaction to one of conscious co-creation, where even the most challenging circumstances can be met with a grounded awareness that fosters inner calm. As we pivot towards the final reflection, consider how these interconnected threads, the energetic recalibration, the compassionate acknowledgement of fatigue, and the active cultivation of mindful presence, collectively point towards a singular, emergent truth. This convergence doesn't offer a simple solution, but rather a sophisticated understanding of how to inhabit our lives more fully, even amidst turbulence. The path forward, illuminated by these insights, is one of continuous unfolding, where each moment offers an opportunity to deepen our connection to our inner resources. The implications are far-reaching, suggesting that the very nature of our experience is not dictated by external events, but by our internal response to them, a response that can be consciously and lovingly shaped. This intricate interplay between our inner world and our outer experience forms the crux of our final contemplation. The gentle hum of the city, once a mere backdrop, now resonates with a deeper significance. It is the ever-present symphony of life, a vibrant, sometimes cacophonous, melody within which our inner serenades play out. We have navigated the unseen currents of anxiety, tracing the phantom weight on the chest and the whisper of intrusive thoughts that can steal our breath. We have journeyed with Sarah, not to a place of miraculous cure, but to a quiet dawn of understanding, where the storm within is not vanquished, but recognized as an intrinsic part of the human seascape. The frantic search for solace has softened into a gentle acceptance, the overwhelming overwhelm giving way to a growing capacity for inner peace. This is not an ending, but a profound shift in perspective, a visual and visceral exploration of reclaiming our inner calm amidst life's inevitable chaos. We have delved into the energetic undercurrents of our experience, understanding how the frantic vibrations of worry can be met with the grounding presence of awareness, the expansive warmth of gratitude, and the wise release of surrender. The spiritual fatigue that can accompany this internal struggle is not a sign of weakness, but an invitation to deeper self-compassion and a gentle turning inward. It is in these moments of quiet acknowledgement that the seeds of healing are sown, allowing the weary soul to find a sanctuary of rest and renewal. The path forward is not one of striving to eliminate the tempest, but of learning to dance with its rhythms, to find our footing on the ever-shifting sands of our inner world. Each conscious breath, each moment of deliberate stillness, each intention set with gentle clarity, becomes a stitch in the fabric of our resilience, weaving a stronger, more radiant tapestry of being. The true practice, then, begins now. It is not found in the grand gestures, but in the quiet commitment to show up for ourselves, moment by moment. It is in the courage to acknowledge the storm without being consumed by it, to feel the waves without being swept away. This is the art of living consciously, not as an escape from reality, but as a deeper engagement with it. The inner tempest may always be a part of our journey, a reminder of our aliveness, but it need not define us. We are the navigators of our own inner oceans, and with the tools of awareness, compassion, and unwavering presence, we can chart a course towards a profound and lasting sense of peace, a peace that resides not in the absence of storms, but in the unwavering strength of our own inner calm. This understanding is our enduring gift, the quiet dawn that promises not an end to challenges, but the profound empowerment to meet them with an open heart and an unshakable spirit.